Sorry, sis. Hope you understand that I'm just trying to make myself happy. Brian and I already called off our engagement, and I've already settled the payment for all the cancellation fees for the wedding. I don't have anything else to say to the person that slept with my fiancé. I don't want to talk to either of you ever again. I'm just worried about you, that's all. Like, I know I'm the one who snatched your fiancé right before the wedding, but I can still be worried about you. You are my sister after all. I'm just trying to be a good sister. A good sister would never steal her sister's fiancé in the first place. She also wouldn't announce the affair to everyone a week before the wedding and break up the whole wedding. Well, I was gonna wait for like a week after the wedding initially, but then I thought of you. You'd be married to the guy that slept with me, you know? And I thought, what if I want to marry Brian later? He'd already be married by then. The more I thought about it, the more I hated the fact that I was his number two. I can't be anyone's number two. So I did what I had to do. You understand, right? No, of course I don't understand. I could never follow your twisted train of thought. Don't be like that. You know that I hate coming in second. It's either first or nothing. Yeah, I do know that about you. Your personality hasn't changed at all since you were a child. Every time it even seemed like I would do something before you, you would try to get in the way or do it first yourself. It doesn't matter what it was, be it a part-time job or getting a date, you had to be the first one to do it. But as annoying as that was, I never thought that you would try to get in the way of my marriage. I thought you had a better conscience than that. It's your fault you were always letting your guard down. You left so much space for me to just swoop right in and take whatever it was that I wanted from you. It's not like any of this is new. You should have known that this was coming. Don't try and put the blame on me for what you've done. I'm not responsible for your bad behavior. Besides, I didn't even think that he was your type. At first I thought it would just be fun to try and take him from you. That's all it was to me, just a game. You stole him because it was a game for you. But then I thought if you'd chosen him to spend your life with, there must be something good about him. So I realized there is. His very impressive salary. And his face isn't too bad either. And I thought maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea if I started to go out with him for real. Before I knew it, I really did fall for him. That's enough. I'm just glad that I dodged a bullet here. I should count myself lucky that I'm not tied to a man that would cheat with his fiancée's sister a week before his marriage. It would be a big headache if you did wait until after the wedding. All the paperwork would already be filed and I'd have no choice but to get divorced immediately after the wedding. That would be so embarrassing. I guess that's the silver lining in this mess. Well, that's thanks to me if you think about it. If I hadn't spoken up, you'd be married to a cheater and you'd be the first one to get divorced too. So it's a good thing I spoke up when I did, right? If anything, you should probably be thanking me. I know you probably don't see it like that right now, but maybe after you calm down a bit. It's totally fine. I can wait. You didn't do anything I need to say thanks for. I'm going to block both of you immediately, so this will be the last time I talk to you. I'm cutting the both of you out of my life completely, so don't ever bother me again. I don't want to hear from you. I also expect you to pay me back for all the cancellation fees. You're so greedy, sis! That's why Brian doesn't want you anymore. I don't want to hear it, Violet. All of this happened because of you. You better take responsibility for your actions. All I hear is vengefulness from a woman scorned. I'm doing my best to suppress the anger that I'm really feeling. Just leave me alone and get me that money back before I tell Mom and Dad what you did. Okay, fine. Whatever you want. I'll let Brian deal with all the fees, money, and whatever. Have a good life. Oh, and so sorry for your loss, but finders keepers, losers weepers.
Hello, I hope this message finds you well. My name is Daniel McMaster. I'm engaged to marry your sister, Violet. Am I correct in assuming that I'm addressing Lily? Oh, I guess I did have a sister by that name once. You're saying that you're her fiancé? I wanted to tell you about our upcoming nuptials, but Violet told me that you hate her and won't answer her messages. She told me that you blocked her number many years ago. She's been crying about it ever since. I understand that this is very forthcoming of me to contact you myself, but I asked Violet for your number so I could contact you personally.
So Violet's gonna get married. Good for her.
Forgive me for intruding, but isn't that a bit cold?
I'm sorry, but did you not hear what she did to me?
Yes, I'm aware of what happened. She said that it was her fault and that she's sorry.
Violet said that. That's hard to believe. But all the same, I have no intentions of restarting any relationship with her, so please leave me alone. Congratulations on your engagement and your upcoming nuptials. I hope the two of you manage to have a happy life together.
Please, wait a moment. I know what she did was wrong, but don't you think enough time has passed, and you're still acting so cold towards her? She's your younger sister and she's getting married. Don't you want to celebrate with her?
Our relationship is broken beyond repair. It just can't be fixed.
You're acting like this is all because your boyfriend fell in love with your sister.
What? Is that what she told you? You think that was what happened?
Violet admits that what she did was wrong, but what happened was your boyfriend's fault as well. Violet didn't want to get in the way of your happiness, but your boyfriend was being so persistent and wouldn't stop pursuing her. In the end, he took it upon himself to break up with you. She was crying her eyes out last night when she told me all of this.
I see. So that was how she explained everything to you.
I think it's wrong to ruin your relationship with your sister over something that your boyfriend did.
Is that so?
He was interested in Violet. That's all, right? The only relationship you should have ended was the one with that boyfriend. Violet didn't do anything wrong. You shouldn't have blamed her. She can't help who falls for her.
That boyfriend you keep referring to was my fiancé. We were about to get married.
Even if he was your fiancé, the responsibility for what happened still lies with him. You still shouldn't have cut Violet out like that. Violet didn't do anything wrong.
It's nice that you have Violet's side in this. That's admirable in a future husband. But you don't know what you're talking about. I've done my best to try and forget about what happened 5 years ago and focus on the future. I don't want to reopen old wounds and old pains. I don't even want to remember what happened. I don't even like looking at her name. So please, stop bothering me about it.
There's no way that I can do that. Sisters should have a good relationship with each other.
You don't know anything about it. I'm sorry, but I don't even know you, so please stop pushing your views on me. The reality of the situation is very different than what you think, so please just stay out of it.
But I can't. Violet's crying. Our wedding is coming up very soon. Violet's very sad that you won't be there.
You need to stop pushing her feelings onto me as well.
So you're just gonna keep running away from her for your whole life? You're just gonna keep making her the bad guy?
The bad guy.
Even though she didn't do anything wrong. I didn't want to say this to you, but aren't you the one that's in the wrong? You couldn't even control your own fiancé. You didn't want to face the truth, so you just put the blame onto your little sister? That is wrong. You're not the real victim.
Okay, buddy, I think I'm through talking about this. This is a really important time for me now. If we keep going down this path, it's just gonna bring me a lot of stress. I have to go. Goodbye.
Please wait. Please come to our wedding. Are you listening? For Violet's sake, just let whatever happened 5 years ago go.
Hello, sissy. Oh, it's been so long. It's your lovely sister Violet here. I thought I blocked you. But you're so stubborn. Even Daniel didn't manage to get you to change your mind. He told me that he found you very cold. He was horrified by your behavior. I'm not the one that lied to my fiancé about what happened 5 years ago. I was the one horrified by the situation. I'm done here. Don't contact me again. I'm blocking you again now. Wait a minute. If you block me, I'm just gonna keep changing my number until you talk to me. It's gonna be a very vicious cycle. I'm going to promise you that.
Why do you have to keep doing this?
I think Daniel told you already, but we're getting married. I want to invite you to the wedding, so you have to come. Of course, I'll be expecting gifts as well. The money kind. I don't want some stupid kitchen appliance.
I don't want to go, so I'm declining the invitation. Have a nice life.
But why? It's already been 5 years. How long are you going to be mad about what happened? Just let it go already.
You slept with my fiancé and broke up my wedding 5 years ago. Did you think that those memories will fade? What happened to him, by the way? You ruined my marriage to him and now you're getting married to someone else?
Well, you see, Daniel is the son of a politician. He comes from a really rich family. He also holds a high position in a really big corporation and has no interest in politics.
Okay, good for him. That's not what I asked you.
Don't you get it? Daniel has a great education and he comes from a really good family. He checks all of my boxes, and as an added bonus, he has a really nice body. Oh, and he is so in love with me. Let's just say that I switched to a better model.
A better model.
Should I give you your old fiancé back? I don't want him anymore.
Who the hell do you think you are? How can you treat people like this?
What? All I'm doing is trying to obtain happiness for myself.
All this is gonna come back and bite you one day. Don't say that I didn't warn you.
Really? Because I don't think so. Everything is going so well. You should see Daniel's parents' house. It's so big, you wouldn't even believe it. It's a mansion. And it'll be all mine one day. And they have butlers and maids working there, all at my beck and call right now. I never have to do any of the housework. Daniel's mother is always flying somewhere overseas. We're staying at the mansion right now while our new house is being built. It's no mansion, but I think it'll more than do until his parents kick the bucket. You're gonna turn green with envy when you see it.
Green with disgust, maybe.
Don't be petty, Lily. I know this is something you can only dream of having. You're just lashing out right now. And the cherry on top is that I'll be getting married before you. Oh gosh, I can't even describe how happy I'm feeling. Now that you know my fiancé's background, I have to tell you the amount of people that he has to invite. There's so many people coming. I need to invite the same number of people or else it's gonna be uneven. That's why I need you there. You're only invited because you can fill the number.
Why should I celebrate the happiness of the person who stole my happiness away from me?
Oh, come on. Enough time has passed already.
I don't care what you say. I'm not gonna be there. I won't be celebrating your wedding. I still don't want anything to do with you. For the millionth time, leave me alone.
Are you still working at the same company as you did before? The one you were at 5 years ago?
So what if I am? What's it to you?
Well, the president of that company and Daniel's father are acquaintances. If you come, maybe I can have my new father-in-law put in a good word about you. That's why you should come to the wedding. You'll meet a lot of affluent people. You'll benefit from it as well.
What are you trying to get at? Are you trying to bribe me into coming?
I'm saying that you should let what happened 5 years ago flow like water under a bridge. Come to my wedding and act like my loving older sister. Then just maybe you'll find a good place in society for yourself as well. Daniel's father can help you do that. But if you don't come, you're gonna look bad and, well, some bad things might happen. Daniel and his family listen to everything that I say, and they totally believe me.
Are you threatening me? You're gonna try to use your father-in-law's connection to my company president to scare me into doing what you want me to do? You're trying to use your connections to pressure me?
That's not what I'm saying, but if that's what you feel, I can't stop you from having your feelings. Who knows what can happen in the future after all?
That sounds like a threat to me.
I just want my older sister to be happy for me. And I just want to show the world that we sisters have a great relationship with one another. It's a win-win situation because you'll be able to move up in your company as well. Don't you want that? Doesn't that sound good? Since you lost your only chance at marriage, all you can do is do well in your career. This will be a good chance for you to get ahead. All you have to do is show your happy, smiling face at my wedding. Isn't that an easy thing to do?
You haven't changed at all. You're still only thinking about yourself and doing whatever you have to do to get what you want. You're just using me as a stepping stone.
Well, you're just an old maid. You need to be useful in some way. You already lost your fiancé to me. Very easily, might I add. What else do you have to lose? Anyway, that's enough time spent on this talk. I'll be expecting a positive RSVP from you. Really, think about it, okay? It'll be good for your future. Wouldn't you just hate it if you became unemployed at your age?
I understand.
I'll think about it and I'll give you my answer. Oh, Lily, about that wedding gift. I think I told you already I'm not interested in anything physical, but I forgot to tell you the details. Since you're my family, I expect something pretty sizable, maybe in the ballpark of 10. $10? Sorry, that's more than you're worth. Oh, you silly, 10,000. Just think of it as a small fee for the big salary that you'll have later on. I've never heard of anyone giving $10,000 as a wedding gift. Are you out of your mind? What are you talking about? Your precious baby sister is getting married. You need to give at least that much to cover your portion of the ceremony. Besides, what does a spinster like you have money to spend on? I got married a year ago, actually. I've got a lot of things to spend my money on. What? Shut up! What do you mean you got married a year ago? How could you get married? I didn't even hear anything about it. I didn't tell you because I didn't have to tell you. I married someone from my office. We had a beautiful wedding and honeymoon, the works. But you didn't even invite me. There was no way I was going to invite you. I have faith in my husband, of course, but someone taught me a lesson about letting my guard down too low. I didn't tell you because I was protecting myself from history repeating itself. But that means you got married before me. Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it? I thought that I was the one that was getting married first. Nope, turns out that I was the first one. How the hell did that happen? Whatever, I'll let this one slide, for now. My future husband is richer and better looking than yours, that's a fact. I'm getting married to someone whose social standing is higher. If we compare stats, I'm sure to win. I don't know, my husband also has a pretty good education, you know. In fact, he's going to be the next president of our company. What? You're joking. You're married to the future president? Yes. Your future father-in-law is friends with my father-in-law, from the sounds of it. That would mean that we have the same level of connections, I guess. I don't know. I don't really bother worrying about that kind of thing. You're lying. If you say so. But anyway, I had a chat with my father-in-law after I heard from you. I told him what happened 5 years ago. I also told him about the fact that you were trying to coerce me into going to your wedding. Wait, you can't just run your mouth. You were talking to Daniel's father's friend. If you told him what happened 5 years ago, that would mean he might have told Daniel's father already. Well, I did tell you that I didn't want to go. Another reason that I don't want to go is the fact that I'm pregnant right now. You're pregnant? Yes, that's the biggest reason I don't want to deal with any of your drama right now. I can't have you giving me any stress right now. Stress is going to have a negative effect on my baby. Not only did you get married before me, now you're going to have a child before me too? And you're the wife of the next president? That is going too far. I don't like to compare myself to others. Besides, I didn't get married just to spite you. All I did was forget about the past and focused on my future. I did what I did for my own happiness. I didn't want to think about Brian or about you. So I'm going to cut off any connections that we're going to have now. What do you mean? If you continue on the path that you're on now, you will be marrying my father-in-law's friend's son. Our father-in-laws will be friends. That is a connection. I can't let that happen. So I'm going to cut it off now. I still don't understand what you're saying. Explain yourself better. Your wedding is off. Did you not hear anything yet? What do you mean my wedding is off? How can you do that? What are you saying? Well, everyone knows what really happened 5 years ago now, including your fiancé. You're saying that means it's over? That's right. I've been in contact with Daniel all this time since he first messaged me. He kept asking and asking about why I refused to go to your wedding. Then he kept saying that you did nothing wrong and asking why I was punishing you. He wanted so badly for me to forgive you. He kept saying it was all in the past and that everything should be forgiven. Recently, you've been getting a lot of replies saying that they won't be attending, right? That's true. I talked to Aunt Helen. It seems like you've been lying to an awful lot of people. She told me she had no idea about what actually went down 5 years ago. I was fed up with your lies, so I set the record straight.
I told her that 5 years ago, you were the one that went after my fiancé with the intention of ending my engagement, and that while you were going out with him, you started seeing Daniel on the side. Then you threw him aside because you chose Daniel for his status. Then, and Helen told the rest of the family, and here you are, collecting a bunch of rejections to your canceled wedding.
Why did you have to tell them that? You've ruined my chance at happiness. What is wrong with you?
I don't want to hear that from you. You're the one that started all this by purposefully trying to ruin my engagement. All I did was tell everyone the truth. I did that to protect myself and my baby from harm. Now, will you please stop contacting me?
But everyone knows now. Daniel knows.
Yes, they do, and yes, he does. He was shocked when I told him. But what shocked him the most was that you were cheating on him. He thought that he was your only one back then.
How did you know that that was what I was doing?
After you dumped Brian, he sent a letter to our parents' house, it seems.
When I went home this past summer, Mom gave me the letter. Really? He sent you a letter. Why? I blocked him, so that was the only way he could think to get in contact with me.
He still knew the address. He wrote about how he wanted us to get back together. He also wrote about what happened to both of you since that day.
No way! Oh, that insufferable wimp!
He was upset that you dumped him after he had to pay all the wedding cancellation fees by himself. And not only did you dump him, you called off the wedding the two of you were planning. Even though you were engaged to him already, you quickly threw him aside when someone better came along.
I simply chose the path that would make me happier. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But you made the both of them buy an engagement ring at the same time, didn't you? Then you chose the ring that was more expensive. That would leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth. And to add evil to evil, you sold the cheaper ring and kept that money for yourself, is that right?
You didn't tell Daniel that, did you?
I told him the truth and only the truth.
That's bad, that's really bad. That doesn't only put my marriage in danger.
Daniel wanted to believe what you said, but he was faced with the facts. He apologized for the way he talked to me. By the end, he couldn't believe what kind of person he was engaged to. He said that he wanted to call the engagement and everything off. I think it'll only be a matter of minutes before you get a call from him.
Yeah, he just messaged me.
What did he say?
He said that we need to talk.
You should have that talk with him. Then could you please finally leave me alone?
Wait a minute, please, sis. I really truly want to marry him. How am I supposed to live if he calls off our engagement?
That's true. Your cushy lifestyle's going to disappear. And I imagine you won't be able to find another sugar daddy that quickly. I guess you have no choice but to start making an earnest living for yourself.
But there's no way I can do a normal job.
I don't think you really have a choice, Violet. You've got a lot of bills coming your way. Let's see, Brian's going to be suing you for starters. Then you'll probably have to pay for at least some of the cancellation fees for this current wedding you were supposed to have. If you don't get a job, that'll be very hard to do.
What the hell are you talking about? Why would Brian be suing me?
You two were living together, right? That's what he wrote in his letter. He said he was planning on marrying you, so he paid for everything. He paid for rent, utilities, and food. You didn't even have to pay a cent. He paid for all your living expenses. But then you turned around and broke up with him for Daniel. You even got engaged to both of them at once and pawned off the wedding ring Brian brought you. So now he wants that money that you owe him.
You wrote all of that in that letter. Are you serious?
That's right. He said he wants to use the huge sum of money he hopes to win from you to have a lavish wedding ceremony with me. I had my lawyer contact him in response. I told him that I was already happily married and to never contact me ever again. If he tried anything again, I'm going to have my lawyer file a restraining order. But I wished him all the luck in his lawsuit against you.
Why you? What am I going to do? I don't have that kind of money. Oh, that's right. You're married to the future president, aren't you? You probably have loads of money. I want to stay with you for a while.
There's no way in hell that I'm going to let that happen. I already told you, I'm pregnant. I don't want to feel any stress. Having you here would definitely be bad for my health. There's no way I would let you mooch off of me.
Then tell me where I should go.
I already told you. You need to get yourself a job and find your own place to live. You need to start becoming independent.
And I'm telling you now that you can't rely on our parents to help you. Our parents are as mad as I am about what happened 5 years ago. But what am I supposed to do? What do I do? He's about to come home soon. I'm gonna lose everything in minutes. He's gonna talk about calling the engagement off. I can't and won't help you. That's all from me. This will really be the last time that we will ever talk again. Goodbye. Wait, sister! Your baby sister needs you. She's in trouble. Can you help me out even a little? You're my sister! You have to help me! My sister's fiance called the engagement off as expected. She had to pay for the cancellation fees for the wedding as well. On top of that, she was still financially responsible for the house they were building and all of the custom items in there that she had made to fit her. Very soon, she fell really deep into debt. She's also currently entangled in a long civil court battle with her ex-boyfriend. She doesn't have any money to hire a lawyer, so she's representing herself. She has no idea how the law works. Of course, she has to pay all the court fees herself too. She always wanted to be number one in everything. Now she's the number one unhappy and unlucky person in our family. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.
What are you doing? How long do you plan on living off of mom and dad? Hurry up and go get a job. Try and look at it from a parent's view. Show some compassion.
Huh? What's going on, May?
You're a full-grown adult? Why are you still living with mom and dad like you're in high school? No job, lazing around the house all day, sponging off of your own parents. I just can't believe you. Are you not embarrassed about how you're acting?
May, slow down a minute. What are you talking about all of a sudden? No job, lazing around the house all day. You're not making much sense here. What are you talking about?
Mom already told me everything. She said that you quit your job, which is why for the past 6 months you've been cooped up in your room, just living like some hermit in your room.
What? She said that I quit my job. That's news to me.
But worst of all, even though you've been living off of mom and dad for 6 months, you have the disrespect to ask them for spending money? Amy, you have become so shameless that it's making me cry. You are an adult. How is it that you have no shame in causing so much trouble for mom and dad?
May, I think you've gotten a bit confused. Just calm down and listen to me. I haven't quit my job, and I'm in no way jobless. Also, I have never asked for any spending money from mom and dad while I've been here.
Stop lying to me. Like I said, mom has already told me everything. She let me know exactly how lazy of a person you've been being. Mom is even saying that she's at her wit's end and living with you has become something that she dreads. She was even crying to me on the phone just because she's become completely helpless trying to put up with you.
What is going on here?
You get it? This is your final warning, Amy. If you think you're going to be able to get away with living off of mom and dad's good graces, you've got another thing coming. It's supposed to be your job as the older sister to help mom and dad. But if you've become such a leech, I have no choice but to fill your shoes. I'm not going to let you just continue doing whatever you want, just lazing around the house.
May, I literally have no idea what you're going on about. I haven't done anything wrong. I think you're just getting really confused.
Hurry up and find a job. Not facing the reality of what you've been doing makes you only look worse. You're pushing 30 and you're still living off of your parents? Please, for the love of God, have some shame, Amy.
Mom, what do you think you're doing? You've been telling May that I'm some jobless has-been living off of you and Dad. Why did you tell her such lies? What are you talking about, Amy? I didn't tell any lies to May at all. It's true that you're jobless, isn't it? From morning to night, you're cooped up in your room. You don't go anywhere, especially not to some job that you say you have. When that is all you do every day, how do you expect me to believe that you have some job?
I distinctly remember telling you that my job started doing remote work. There isn't some need for a commute as my job allows me to just work from my computer. That whole from morning to night being cooped up in my room thing? That's because I'm busy doing my job. Now you're just trying to make up excuses. You've been doing well fooling your father and me with such nonsense, even though you were actually let go when your company got downsized. I already know everything about what happened. I know all about the lies you've been telling us. What? Me getting laid off? What are you talking about? Yes, exactly. I know all about it. I know how the truth is that you haven't been actually doing this remote work, but were in fact fired from your company. I heard all about it from people around the neighborhood. How there was a large-scale restructuring of your company 6 months ago, and that there were a ton of layoffs of people throughout the company. Exactly the time that you started staying in your room all day, every day. It makes perfect sense. You were one of the people that were laid off. Wait, so that's the reason why you think that I lost my job? You think that I've been hiding out in my room for the past 6 months because I lost my job? What else could it be, Amy? Thinking about the timing as well as your behavior, there's no other explanation. These types of things aren't just coincidences. Now, Amy, hurry up and spill the truth. Tell me what you've truly been doing this whole time. All that stuff about remote work and working from your room was just a big lie, right? You were actually let go and have been jobless this whole time, haven't you? Mom, you've got everything all wrong. There was a restructure of the company a while back, and even quite a few people were laid off, but that was a completely different department. My department hasn't seen anyone quit their jobs, let alone get fired. A different department? Yeah, a different department. During that time, our department saw the restructuring as an opportunity to rethink how people actually work, which is why the timing is around the same for when remote work was introduced. Then why is it that you're stealing money from me and your father every month? It's because you've actually been without a job and have no money, right? It doesn't matter how good you are at lying and trying to get away with things. You aren't gonna fool me so easily with your lies. Could you not frame it as me stealing from you? I'm just having you return the money that I lent to you from before. What? You said you'd start to pay me back, but never actually did. Now, since I've been at home all day lately, I found out that you tend to skip work quite a bit. I also figured out that Dad seems to buy random things he doesn't need, even though he retired and is living off of his pension. Seeing all that, I decided to just suck it up and take it back little by little. I was more than content with only getting back about $300 a month until I was paid back in full. What are you talking about, Amy? What do you mean the money you lent us? You mean to say that money wasn't something you gave to help us out? Who only loans money to their family? It's family. You shouldn't expect them to give the money back. What? You don't give your family loans. You give them gifts. But you've been selfishly collecting money like you're some loan shark. That is another one of your lies to cover up your anxiety of having no money because you don't have a job, isn't it? It's also why you're getting your own mother and father involved in your money troubles, right? You're being way too rash in your way of thinking, Mom. More than that, you're getting May confused saying that I'm demanding spending money when you're just repaying the money I lent you. Could you stop acting like you're some victim here? Shut up, Amy! Stop with your lies and stop involving your own parents in your money troubles. Stop lazing around and go find a job. Why do you think that we put you through college? Just so that you could laze around the house all day making lies. Get your act together, Amy. Mom, ever since you were young, all you could do was study. You never actually went out and applied yourself to anything that mattered. I always thought that when you got that job at the company after we put you through college, that I would at least get my return from investing in your childhood. But in the end, all that happened was that you got fired and became some shut-in in our house while you leeched off your father and me. We never should have agreed to put you through college when you begged for it all those years ago. Well, I do appreciate you letting me go to college, even though you were never one to believe in higher education. But that's exactly why even when I was looking for a job, I ended up paying as much as I did for rent and other things while living at home. Like, you remember about the bonus that I got from work, right?
how I ended up giving it all to you guys just to help repay the school fees you helped me with. I did all that, so why is it that you can say these horrible things to me? All of that is just things you should be doing anyway. What are you going on about? You just did what you rightfully should have done as a thankful child, but you're acting like what you did was so selfless. What? Selfless? I didn't say anything like that, did I? You just did what you were supposed to do, but now you're going on and on about paying back what you're owed. What are you going on about being a jobless has-been, even though we went through the pain and trouble to send you through college? Really, Amy, you've grown into a completely helpless person. You've disappointed your father and me. If I knew this was the person that you would have become, I should have thrown you out as soon as I could. I never should have allowed you to stay in our house, even after you found a job. Mom, you're being really mean right now. Are you ignoring the time that I got that offer to start working in New York, and you forcefully made me refuse the offer, just so that I'd stay at home? You were the one that wouldn't let me leave the house, saying that it was something unforgivable. You have some nerve telling me that you should have thrown me out right away, when it's you that's been forcing me to stay around. Shut up! You've always been a good-for-nothing bookworm. Ever since you were small, you've not done a single thing that was useful, always just studying away and staring at your books. But looking at your little sister, she always cared about her appearance. She is just the perfect daughter. Even after getting married, she goes out of her way to check up on us and see how we are. Such a caring and amazing daughter. She had even suggested taking me and your father in as guests in their home. You're right, May has always been quite nice to you guys. But that's obvious, isn't it? When we were young, unlike how you treated me, you and Dad always doted on her in every way possible. The amount of affection that you show towards your child is just the amount of affection that you'll receive later down the road. Huh! We gave you just as much affection as you deserve. Well, as much as an ugly, fat bookworm of a daughter deserves anyway. As a result, look where you are now. You're a fully grown adult. Don't act like we didn't do anything for you. I find it amazing that you're able to say all these things to your own flesh and blood. More than that, you're even saying that you gave me some semblance of affection when you were raising me. If you want more affection from me, stop being so lazy and go find a job. What else can such a lazy, good-for-nothing bookworm like you do? Also, stop asking for money from me and your father. You got that? If you don't, I'll be kicking you out onto the streets. About now, I'm guessing that you're getting quite the shock? How does it feel to come back to a completely empty house? Well, feelings or anything, I just really don't understand what's going on. Do you have some idea what's going on, May? The locks have been changed and I can't get into the house. Even my stuff is just splayed out all on the porch. We ended up selling the house. So Amy, from now on, you can no longer live off of our parents in our family home. If you don't find a job soon, you'll end up going homeless and living on the streets soon. You sold the family home. Then what about Mom and Dad? What are they gonna do? They don't have a place to live either, do they? Nothing to fear. Mom and Dad are gonna be living with me from now on, which is why you're gonna become homeless all by your lonesome. What are you talking about, May? Mom and Dad are saying that they don't want to be taking care of some jobless daughter anymore. It's actually the perfect timing. I just bought my new house. It's a nice house that was actually built for having 2 families living in it at once. It's big and has enough room for everyone. A duplex. Why wasn't I told anything about this? I wasn't told anything, and suddenly I'm without a home to sleep in? Of course you weren't told anything. It was purposefully kept a secret from you. This is all in order to get you to get out of the house and to stop your parasitic ways. As you may have guessed, there is no way that I'll be letting you live with us as well. Huh? Who wants to live with a jobless has-been like you? Go ahead and live your lonely existence by yourself. You got some nerve being your age, but still depending so much on your parents. Hey, May, I've got to set something straight with you. I heard quite a bit about it from Mom, but what she's been telling you has all been either wrong or misunderstandings. For one, I'm not jobless. I'm actually working full-time. I don't want to hear any lies or excuses from some jobless trash like you. Honestly, I don't really care either way. I've actually been wanting to live with them for a while now. I was actually glad that you became a parasite. It made it that much easier to convince them to come and live with me.
Huh? Really? You've been wanting to live with them.
To be honest, it's more of a financial want to be with them. Homes around this area are actually getting more and more expensive, so they're hard to pay for. And so we were thinking of ways to afford it. But if we start to live with Mom and Dad, they'll be able to help us with the finances, making everything go smoothly. Also, with them living with us, I can have them help with all the chores and raising the child. It's the perfect situation.
For someone who was complaining that I was sponging off of them, you are more than happy to start sponging off whatever you can from them.
Even if I do start getting them to pitch in a little, they're gonna be with your prized daughter's family. They'll be much happier than they were with you. I mean, Mom and Dad have always had me as their favorite.
Sure. By the way, what are Mom and Dad saying about all of this helping around the house stuff? Were they the ones to suggest the whole helping with the bills and raising the kid?
Why would they go out of their way to say something as obvious as that?
What?
We're letting them live with us. Of course they're gonna help around the house. They've always been more than willing to give me as much money as I need. Something as small as a loan, they definitely give me with no questions asked.
Yeah, I guess they would do that. For things like your wedding ceremony and honeymoon, Mom was the one who ended up paying for most of it, huh?
Of course. They don't treat me like they treat an unfriendly bookworm like you. They actually care about me. Anyway, good luck with being homeless and all that. Everyone who was living in that house has already moved out, so you, dear jobless sister, are now going to be living all on your own. Good luck living that cardboard lifestyle.
All right. Goodbye, May.
Don't talk to me ever again, okay? Just existing as a jobless parasite is embarrassing enough. I don't want to even associate with someone as worthless as you.
Great. Thanks, May. Well then, have fun looking after our penniless parents.
Huh?
I don't want to be stuck with having to nurse or do any elderly care. So just like you wanted, I'll not be associating with you or them anymore. Make sure to take care of them well.
Wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean that Mom and Dad are penniless? There's no way that's even remotely possible. If they were able to have you as a parasite for so long, then there's no way that they don't have any money. I mean, they even funded the wedding for me and my husband.
Ah, that money. Yeah, if I told you that all that money came from me, what would you do?
You aren't making any sense. Are you talking about the ceremony and the honeymoon?
Yeah, exactly. You were generously gifted a big envelope full of money, weren't you? The truth is, all of that money was stolen from me by our mom.
Huh?
In order to make her not look so bad, I did just say that she had borrowed it from me, though. But what she actually did was force me to give her money in order to pay for your wedding. Since we paid for you to go to college, you're gonna be the one to pay for her wedding. Were the exact words, if I remember correctly.
Are you being serious?
They really are some pretty self-serving parents, aren't they? It's laughable, since when they actually only helped to pay for the first year of college. I actually just got a student loan to take care of all the expenses after that. It's hilarious how much they blame me for their finances, especially when Mom is always skipping work and Dad is always buying things he doesn't need.
Really?
They also never believed me when I started working from home. All I did was ask for her to start paying back the money that she stole to pay for your wedding. But she ended up calling me a jobless good-for-nothing who was begging for spending money, making herself look like the victim to her youngest daughter. I'm seriously getting so fed up with how she's choosing to treat me.
Wait, so you're telling me that you're not actually jobless?
Huh? Someone who decided to cut ties with me is curious about if I have a job or not? Sorry, but I don't have to answer that. But I might as well let you know that I'm going to be pretty busy looking for a house, so let's just end it here. Make sure to take good care of Mom and Dad.
No, wait a second, Amy. Don't just leave it like that. Amy, please.
What?
I wanted Mom and Dad to move in with us because I was expecting that they'd be able to help with the expenses. But you're saying that they have nothing in their bank accounts. We won't be able to afford to live here if that's true. If they don't have any money, there's absolutely no reason for them to be living with us.
Of course there is a reason. You're saving them from their jobless, useless, good-for-nothing bookworm of a daughter. Just that is enough reason for them to come live with you, isn't it?
No, that's not a good enough reason at all.
But you already sold the house, right? Can't you just use the money that you got from the house to help your new home?
Yeah, we could probably do that. But even then, I'm not too sure about what we would do in the future. I thought they had much more money saved up. I mean, they were always so generous to me, and they were even taking care of a jobless daughter for half a year. Like, even if they didn't have much money to spare, I thought they'd at least have a good amount of savings. But you're telling me that they have next to nothing.
Wow, so you're saying that you thought they had a lot more money, but they have next to nothing. That must be pretty shocking. But as we've already cut all ties from each other, that's none of my business. Amy, I'm going to give you a great deal to buy our old house. So go ahead and bring the money in one big lump sum and buy it. Huh? Why do I have to? I already rented an apartment. I don't have any reason to buy a house. Why don't you just leave it up to some realtor to take care of it for you? They aren't getting it to sell, which is why I'm asking you to buy it. Again, why do I have to buy it? For some reason, our house just isn't selling. We were trying to sell it cheap for $500,000, but no one is coming to buy it. What's worse, we're already trying to sell it cheap, and the realtor is asking us to lower the price even more. For that house, why in the world do you think $500,000 is cheap? For that price, you're just trying to rip off whoever it is willing to buy it. What are you saying? Seriously? The house was built over 30 years ago. Not only that, but the roof and deck are dilapidated. Who in their right mind would think it's that much? There's no way that house is going to sell for $500,000. But the location is amazing. The only thing close is the hospital. Perfect for elderly people, right? But with the lack of students, the school that you have is about to be demolished. Not to mention, it's about a 20-minute drive from anywhere useful. Nowadays, with the location and the condition of that house, there is no one who will buy it for $500,000. But hey, you aren't jobless, but just working from home, right? If you are actually working, wouldn't it be best to just buy the house? If you don't have to worry about any type of commute, it doesn't really matter where you live, right? Like I said, I already rented an apartment. I don't need to buy a house. I'm living in a high-end apartment that I always wanted. Moving from here to the old house again? No thanks. Amy, you're living in a high-end apartment. All by yourself? Just once I wanted to live in a nice place. After I found a job, I actually did want to leave the house, but I was forced to stay. So with this, I'm finally able to realize that dream I had of living in the city. So, you really won't buy the house from us? I'll even give it to you for $200,000. So please, buy the house. It's getting bad here. Could it be because living with your amazing daughter in that large two-family home is a little expensive for you? Since you seem to know already, I'll cut to the chase. I didn't think that we'd have to be dealing with any loans or help with any of the daily bills. But suddenly she's asking for $1,000 a month for rent. We don't have that much money to spare. So please, I'm begging you, Amy, buy our house. I wouldn't want that house if you were selling it for $2, let alone $200,000. Huh? Well, it was good chatting with you. Enjoy living with your beloved daughter. I mean, it's so much better than living with your good-for-nothing bookworm of a daughter, right?
Hurry up and take Mom and Dad back. Living together with them, even when they have no money, it makes no sense. You're living in some fancy high-end apartment now, aren't you? Hurry up and have Mom and Dad live with you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. If they're really that broke, why not just have them get jobs and start earning money? Like a part-time job would be enough, right?
I wanted to, but neither of them are willing to find a job. They're claiming they don't want to get jobs in a place that they don't know. Not only that, even without a job, Mom is asking for money to look after our child. I'm being forced to pay babysitting fees to my own mother.
Why don't you show some generosity and pay them?
What? Why would a mother have her daughter pay to babysit her own grandchild? Why does she have to steal money from us?
Don't say it like that. Just show some filial piety and help them out. But I mean, really, since all of you cut ties with me, you're the only one who can show them some true compassion as a daughter.
Stop playing around with me. Stop using the whole cutting ties thing as a convenient excuse to not help your parents.
Really? Cutting ties is exactly that. Am I wrong?
Shut up, Amy. Cut ties, whatever. Just help us out with the money. If you're not going to bring our parents in, then at least help with some of the expenses.
I'm the one who should be telling you to stop playing around with me. I'm not the one who said to not associate with you ever again. But if this is how it's gonna go, I'm just gonna delete all ways of contact from you and them. I'll do what you wanted in the beginning and literally cut all ties so you don't have to come in contact with me ever again.
What? Wait, Amy? Are you telling me that you're just running away from this?
Huh. As Mom said, I can only study. I'm a good-for-nothing daughter, right? The way I see it, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to actually be any use to you or our parents. So I'll just do the right thing and properly cut all ties. Well, make sure to tell Mom and Dad for me. Goodbye, May. This is all information that I learned after the fact. However, it seems that May had told her husband that our parents would help to pay for the house expenses, which is why he actually agreed to take them in. But in reality, my parents had almost nothing to contribute. Unable to sell the house, our parents were unable to help with daily expenses, let alone have enough to give my sister a loan. When the husband finally caught on to all of this, he became extremely frustrated and lashed out at May, at which point began the big crisis of the beloved daughter being threatened with divorce. With fear of what would happen to themselves if the daughter who they are living with gets a divorce, my mother and father had then started working at a part-time job to prepare for the worst. Ultimately, the husband and his child would live in the two large family townhouse, while the prized daughter is now living with her parents somewhere. My previous family's income is pretty much all going into repaying loans and the sort. But for now, I'm already making plans to get a lawyer, to have a lawyer visit and get them to pay me back for all the money that I lent them. I can't wait to find out what their reaction will be.
Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you doing? I hope everything is going okay. Are you still at work? I wanted to talk to you for a second if you aren't too busy. Do you have time now, or should I text you a bit later? I'm just finishing up and leaving now. I'm so glad it's finally Friday. It's been such a long week, don't you think? I was thinking of heading over to the bakery on my way home to get some amazing sweets. I know how you feel. This week was exhausting. Thank God it's Friday, right? It's the best time to enjoy ourselves before the weekend flies by. Exactly what I was thinking. Anyway, what's up? Everything all right? There's something I needed to talk to you about. Oh, what's wrong? Did something happen? Oh, I know what it is. Say no more. You and your boyfriend finally broke up, didn't you? I knew it would happen eventually. Huh? Broke up? What gave you that idea? Well, 'cause the other day when we were eating together, you were talking about him, right? I thought you were just making it up to brag or something, to be honest. I wasn't really listening. What? Why would I make something like that up? Don't be silly, come on. Besides, that's such a silly thing to lie about. You know I wouldn't do that. Why would I go make something up about a person I was dating? Was dating. So I was right all along. You did break up. Not gonna lie, I thought it was strange that you would be dating someone while I'm still single. Hey, come on now. That's a little uncalled for. Sure, you had always gotten way more dates than I did when we were in high school and when we were in college. But I said was dating rather than am dating. Not because we broke up, but... But what? Don't keep me waiting. He actually proposed to me. So of course he isn't my boyfriend anymore. He's my fiancé. Wait, he what? Are you serious? You're really engaged? Yup, I know, right? I almost can't believe it either. So since I'll be getting ready to make arrangements for the wedding ceremony and everything, I wanted to make sure I had your address and everything correct, since I'll be sending you and everyone invitations soon. Who is your fiancé? Do I know them? I was telling you about him when we were eating together the other day. Were you really not listening when we talked? You need to tell me more details. Where is he from? What's he look like? Is he really short? What's he do for a living? Oh, yeah, speaking of his work, he's in the same industry as you. I can't actually remember the name of his company at the moment. I think it starts with an S or something. And his name is Sean. He's such a sweetheart. Sean? Sean Moore? Oh, how do you know his last name? Have you met him before through work? I don't really know him that well, but we have been working on a joint project between our two companies. We had been working together in the same group. And before that, we had another joint project a while back. I remember having met him a few times in meetings we had. Oh, wow, so you have met him then. What a coincidence. Really is a small world, huh? Wow, I can't believe you and him are engaged. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really surprised. If it really is the same Sean that I had worked with, I would have thought you are a bit out of his league, to be honest. Gee, thanks, Rebecca. I didn't know he was so out of my league. I guess I got lucky. Well, he was really popular with everyone we worked with. Of course, all of the girls in the joint projects in particular. He could have picked from anyone we had been working with. Or anyone else for that matter. Including me. Like you said, I've always been popular myself. Maybe his type is really average-looking people or something. What are you trying to say? That I'm average? Give me a break. You know, it's sort of like sometimes you don't always want to go for a meal at a 5-star restaurant, right? Sometimes you just want to go for a snack from the gas station at midnight. You know what I mean. I'm saying you're more of a snack from the gas station. If you're trying to make a joke, you're not being very funny. Oh, come on. Lighten up a bit. Anyway, if you're getting married, of course I have to go. I'm sure I'll see a lot of people from work, too. And from some of the other people I'd met at Sean's company. Thank you. Like I said, I need to start sending invitations soon. I want to make sure I get as much done as I can as soon as possible. Is your address still the same? I sent you a card for Christmas, so if it's not changed, I'll send it to that one again. I can just get one in person. It should be much easier, right? Especially since I've been working with your fiancé now. I can get it from one of you on one of those days. Besides, going through all the hassle to mail something and pay for postage is such a waste. Do you think that would be more convenient? I guess it would be better to give them out in person. It is much more polite, but I've been really busy with work lately. I don't really have much time. Especially now that we have a lot of planning and preparations to do. I'm not sure if I'll get a chance away from work to bring one to you. It might be easier to mail them. Don't worry about that. I could just get it from Sean, right? I never thought about that. That's a good idea. I'll ask him when I get a chance.
Hey Alice, about our moving plans tomorrow. I know this is super short notice, but do you think there's any way that we can give the movers a call and adjust our arrangements?
Adjust? What do you mean? Did something happen at work or something? I really don't think we'll be able to change the scheduling. It's the day before. At best, we would be able to cancel it, but I don't think that's a good idea. What's going on?
I guess you're right, but I'm in a bit of a situation, I guess. I'll be honest, I haven't been able to get any packing done at all.
At all? Is it really that bad? How much have you been able to get done? Show me what we're working with here.
This is most of my stuff, I know. It's really bad.
Wait, are you serious? It looks like you haven't even put a single thing in any boxes.
Yeah, I've been really busy, and a few things had come up. I just kept putting it off and lost track of time. I totally forgot it was tomorrow until just a little bit ago.
Sean, this is really bad. It's not a joke. They'll be coming to my place in the morning to start moving things over to our new house. They'll probably finish up by the afternoon and then swap to your apartment to start bringing things over. Do you think you'll have enough time to get everything packed?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I will be able to get it all done or not. I need a bit more time. That's why I was kind of hoping that maybe we would be able to push the time back. Even if it was just a day. I guess that's wishful thinking, though. It's probably impossible to rearrange anything the day before. Do you think maybe you could try to delay them a bit so that it takes longer? Then maybe I would have a little more time to get everything together by the time they move on to my apartment.
But I'm already finished with everything. I don't even have that many things, to be honest. I don't think it will take much longer than a few hours to get it all moved over. It might even be quicker than that.
Dang it. That doesn't leave me much time at all tomorrow.
Did you have to work overtime a lot recently or something? Why did you have to put it off all week?
Well, not exactly. Since we'll be getting married pretty soon, well, I haven't had much of a chance to see a lot of my friends this year. And since the wedding is coming closer and closer, a lot of them have been wanting to enjoy hanging out together all as bachelors as much as possible, before it's too late.
Oh, well, I don't think there's any problem with that, but is this why you also had me rearrange some of our wedding preparations the other day? I thought it was because of work.
Right. It wasn't because of work. I'm really sorry. I feel bad telling my friends no, since we really haven't seen each other much this year.
So it wasn't because of work then?
I know it sounds dumb and maybe a little bit excessive. They can definitely be over the top sometimes. But they'll all get tired of the excursions and their excitement should settle down soon.
Look, I really don't mind that you're spending time with your friends. I think it's a good thing. I'm sure they've missed going out and doing things with you. I just don't want you to lose track of your priorities. Even if we are getting married soon, it really isn't going to change that much.
I know, I shouldn't lose focus of what's important right now, but at this point I can't change having put off packing all my things. Besides, spending time with friends and loved ones is a priority too, right?
Yes, I know. I also definitely know your things haven't been packing themselves in the last 10 minutes. We could talk about this more another time. It isn't as important right now anyway. There's only so much I can do to prepare for the wedding on my own at the moment anyway. Moving tomorrow is more pertinent right now, so I'll just have to head over there and help you out. I'll be leaving for your apartment in just a little bit. It shouldn't take me too long to get there. If we hurry, we should be able to get everything done before midnight, if your apartment isn't too messy.
You really don't mind coming over to help. Thank you so much.
I just booked for a driver a bit ago. They should be arriving soon. In the meantime, please start packing as much as you can. It would help speed things up. I think it will give both of us some peace of mind if we can get everything moved tomorrow without any surprises. Once I get to your place, we could talk more about the wedding ceremony while we are getting everything packed.
Oh, speaking of the wedding, I just remembered something that I wanted to ask you about. What do you think about having Rebecca as the maid of honor? I think she'd do a great job giving a speech at the reception.
Rebecca? Why do you think she would be a good fit?
Aren't you really close friends? She has been talking about you a lot lately.
I mean, I suppose we're fairly close. I'm not so sure, though. She hadn't really come to mind when I thought of the maid of honor.
I've been trying to get to know her a bit more since she's a good friend of yours and she's been invited.
To be honest, I was thinking that maybe we would just skip the speeches by the maid of honor and the best man.
Oh, how come? That's very unusual for a wedding, don't you think?
I thought maybe that having everyone give a speech on top of everything else we were planning might start to take up too much time from the whole reception. Don't you agree? I also kind of feel bad having everyone sit through all of them when it's really just something for the two of us. I was thinking maybe everyone would have a better time if there wasn't so much going on. Maybe just enjoying each other's company, the food and drinks. We had talked about it a little bit earlier, too. I thought we were on the same page. Do you really think we should adjust things to make time for speeches? And have Rebecca doing them?
I think it would be fun, to be honest. I'm sure all of the guests wouldn't mind listening to a few speeches. They don't necessarily have to be that long anyway. And anyway, she's a good friend of yours. On top of that, she knows me a bit from work. I think for someone giving a speech, it adds a bit more to it when they know both the bride and groom. Besides, rather than us sitting together and trying to think of who would be the best maid of honor and best man from all our friends, which would take a lot of time, it would be easier to choose the person who already knows you very well and is pretty familiar with me too. It would give her more to work with when deciding what she wants to say too. It'll make her job much easier and save you and I the trouble of deciding.
You do make a good point, and maybe it would be something some of the guests would enjoy.
Well, all right then. It sounds like we've decided. I'll ask her if she would like to give a speech at the wedding.
You don't have to do that. I can ask her about it the next time I talk to her.
I'll see her at work this week since we still have the joint project we've been working on. I can ask her the next time I see her. I think it's probably more impactful to ask in person anyway. It's a big deal to give a speech at a wedding reception, right?
I suppose that makes sense. I'll have to text her afterwards to talk about it a bit more. I should be there in about 30 minutes or so. Keep trying to get everything packed, please. And if you haven't already, you should start putting together the cardboard boxes we got. Can you believe that your wedding is already here? It's tomorrow. How are you feeling? I bet you're super nervous. Well, of course I'm feeling nervous. Who wouldn't be nervous for their own wedding? After tomorrow, my whole life will suddenly change. I can't believe it's already here. Don't think about it so much. You should be excited. Have you decided where you will go for your honeymoon? Sean and I had only talked about it a little bit. We haven't made a definitive decision on whether or not we'll go on one. We're still floating the idea around, but maybe we'll eventually after the wedding. We've been so focused on planning for it that we haven't thought about much else. Honestly, I don't even really know where I would want to go. Like I said, we hadn't put much thought into it, and I'm not sure where both of us would enjoy going. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I feel like there's a lot of things we should consider before making a decision. If we do eventually go, it's something that will be a little further down the line, I suppose. If it were me, I'd want to go to Hawaii. My husband and I could go to a beautiful little church by the beach. And then just the two of us could have our own little private wedding ceremony. Oh, it would be so romantic. We would take so many photos all around Hawaii. It would be great. Then I would go post them all over social media. I want everyone to see how wonderful we look. That sounds like it would be really nice. It seems like you've put a lot of thought into what you want your wedding to be like. And you've definitely always been the kind of person to share everything on social media. Of course. I want everyone to know how much I love my significant other and how much they love me. What's the point if I can't display it for everyone around me to see? It was always easy to tell when you started dating someone, just by looking at your social media posts. Oh, you know me so well. Anyway, you and Sean have already moved in together by now, right? When did that happen? I think by now it was maybe 3 or so months ago. Both of us have only ever lived on our own, never with any roommates or anything. So we figured it would be a good idea to start seeing what each other's home routines and quirks are. We've both been making some small adjustments here and there, but I think things are going pretty well. Oh, I see. No wonder he was so vague when we were talking the other day. Vague? What do you mean? What did you talk about? I asked him how things were now that you two were living together. And all he said was, well, it's been okay, I guess. Oh, I tried to get him to tell me more. It seems like maybe he's holding back when he thinks about the change in his living situation. Something about you being overly critical of so many small things. Don't you think you might be a bit over the top about the way he likes to do things? Oh, I never thought that I was being overbearing or anything like that. Well, of course you wouldn't be aware of it. It looks like he hasn't ever brought it up to you. But you should be careful. He said that you were getting kind of annoying. He might end up hating living with you if it gets worse. Anyway, I hope you get lots of sleep for tomorrow. It's your big day. You should be well rested. Good night.
Thanks for the heads up. I'll be waiting for you at the venue tomorrow. Sleep well.
Isn't this just the perfect weather for a wedding?
Oh, yes, you could say that again. It really is pouring outside.
It seems like it isn't going to stop anytime soon. It might last all day according to the forecast.
Yes, I saw the weather forecast. Thank you for reiterating it for me.
It is almost as if God is trying to intervene with your wedding.
Why would you say something like that? Is that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, don't be so upset. It's just a little bit of rain after all. It'll only make the wedding a gloomy and miserable time, don't you think? It doesn't really matter anyway. I won't be able to make it to the ceremony today. Sean and I decided that we have other plans that are more important. Sorry.
That's fine with me.
Did you not just read what I sent you? What do you mean that's fine?
Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was, yes, that's totally fine with me. If anything, I should be thanking you.
Thanking me? Why should you be thanking me? You should be angry. You should be upset. Shouldn't you be feeling miserable right about now?
You're totally right. It seems like everything isn't going how it had been planned. Sean apparently isn't going to be able to come to the wedding. You aren't going to be able to come and make your speech. As of today, there's a sudden and seemingly unending deluge. And the cherry on top, he's been cheating on me with you. It's like the bad news is never ending, just like this horrible rain. I just think about anyone would be feeling pretty miserable if they were in my shoes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You should be feeling miserable. So sorry to break it to you on your big day, but Sean and I love each other. We're going to run away together and be so happy. We'll have our wedding, just the two of us. We're going to Hawaii, my perfect dream wedding.
Hey, it's just like you've always wanted. That'll be such a nice little getaway. Oh, by the way, that'll be pretty expensive. Where are you going to get the money from? Seeing as how Sean doesn't have any money, it might be difficult to get all the way to Hawaii. Maybe you could swim there. That doesn't cost anything.
What do you mean? Of course he has money. We work together. How can he possibly have no money? And why are you being so calm about all of this? Why aren't you upset? We're talking about me eloping with your fiancé.
Do you think I'm being too calm and collected over the whole situation? Should I be more upset? Maybe I'm just pretending to be calm. What do you think?
What? Are you serious? I knew it. Of course you were just pretending. I bet you've been barely holding yourself together. I don't blame you, though. Now that your wedding is ruined and your fiancé is leaving you for me, you must be a mess.
Nah, you've got it all wrong. I'm not upset at all. I'm in a great mood. I'm trying to act calm because you seem so excited.
There you go again with this nonsense. What are you talking about? What is there to be happy about? You're acting so strange. There's nothing to celebrate now. Your wedding isn't happening. What reason do you think you have to be anything but miserable? You're unbelievable.
You and Sean have been seeing one another since I had gotten engaged, right? Ever since then, you've been dating. Am I wrong?
And what about it? Does that make you feel better about the situation? He's with me for good now, so nothing else matters. Sorry that you lost out.
I was initially shocked, I won't lie. Finding out that your fiancé is cheating on you with someone you have known most of your life, I honestly wasn't expecting it. But then I noticed the silver lining. It gave me a convenient out for ending the engagement, and that's what I'm so happy about.
Why would that make you happy? I took him from you. You should be sulking.
Because ever since him and I moved in together, I've wanted to break up with him. Sean wasn't able to do it himself, even though he'd clearly been seeing someone else and wanted out of it even more than I did.
What do you mean? I could tell something was up. Even when we were getting everything moved in, I could tell he just wasn't acting himself. It's hard to say exactly what was off, but I could tell he wasn't himself. He certainly wasn't the Sean that I knew. I guess to put it simply, he was much more self-centered and lazy. Lazy? Self-centered? What do you mean? What did he do? Well, for starters, he never even packed his own things. He waited until the night before to tell me he'd gotten nothing done. I basically did everything for him. I think he barely packed one box. Then, almost immediately after that, he started complaining about being tired and went to bed. And that's not even the best part. The next day, when we were opening up all the boxes and unpacking everything together, he complained the entire time. Every single box he opened, I had to hear about how I put the wrong clothes together in the same box for moving, saying I didn't pack his things properly, over and over. I don't think he ever said thank you to me for doing it all for him either. Well, that's not his fault. You should have been more understanding of how he wanted his things arranged. Oh, but that's just how things started out, you see. In the beginning, we had agreed on how we would be sharing the housework, and had no issues deciding. I figured maybe I was just overthinking the thing with his clothes being packed wrong. But that fell through immediately. I ended up doing absolutely everything. All of a sudden, none of it was his job to do. Well, what's so wrong with that? Maybe it shouldn't be his job. If it were me, I would do everything for him perfectly. I'll be the best housewife and make sure he is taken care of. I don't think that would work out. He isn't okay with having a housewife. It's out of the question for him. What do you mean it's out of the question? I mean he wants both of us to be working and bringing in money. That was something we had talked about too that didn't exactly work out. He had been saying if we could save $1,500 a month in our joint account, that we would be able to live more comfortably. He was barely pulling in $1,300 after taxes, and before we could cover any of our bills. Only $1,300? There's no way his company is paying him that little. We are working in the same industry. I can't believe his salary could possibly be that low. He's paying off student loan debt. It takes a bit out of his monthly income. It comes out of his account every month. Well, not to mention all of the credit card debt he racked up as a student, too. So with all of that coming out of what he is making every month, at the end of the day, he only ends up with about $1,300. Oh, wait, hang on a second. I forgot to mention the debt that he's gotten himself just recently into. After that, then. Oh, he only has about $600. The student loans were understandable, but he had never told me how irresponsible he was with a credit card. In college and to this day. I had no idea. He never mentioned anything like that at work. He never came across as someone so irresponsible. Trust me, I didn't either. I never heard about it until we started living together. I was totally caught off guard. He sure talked up wanting to save all that money as a team effort. Well, the account did not increase in savings. Not thanks to him, anyway. I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice he wasn't contributing. I can't remember if he even put money in the account once. Then bills became an issue for him, as you'd expect. I ended up having to cover everything. Literally everything. Rent, utilities. Did I mention he hasn't helped with anything around the house? 'Cause he hasn't. It took me a while to find out the truth. Every time I'd ask him about it, he would give me vague answers to hide the truth. I can't believe it. He never said anything like that. When he and I had gone out, he always paid. And the few times we'd traveled, he paid too. Was he really just putting it all on credit cards he couldn't pay back? He even agreed to our getaway to Hawaii when I brought it up. Oh, I can't believe it. It's the honest truth. At the end of the month, he has around $600. So maybe he was using what little money he had left to take you out? Because he sure didn't help contribute to anything we needed to pay collectively. He used what he had left for whatever he wanted, without consequence. When you have an ATM for a fiancé, and you are so irresponsible that you end up with no money, I'm sure that's why he couldn't bring himself to breaking it off with me. I really tried my best to make it work, but I can only do so much. I'm sure you've already passed his standards for the ATM test, though. I wonder if it'll be any different for you.
I don't know what to think. Maybe he doesn't even really love me. Maybe he just wants money.
Well, like I was saying, he's living month to month on his salary. He has no savings. He has nothing to his name. I don't think I ever saw a piggy bank when I packed his things either. So yeah, sounds about right to me. He probably just wants your money. He just wants a quiet woman who will be his 24/7 ATM for a wife. I'm not sure if that's the kind of housewife situation you were looking for.
Why didn't you say anything about this for so long? Why did you put up with it? How could you endure that for so long and just continue on with your wedding plans? That's awful.
I don't really know. I think part of it was because I was tired of his parents.
His parents? What did they do?
He's an only child. His parents are living without any savings and nothing for retirement. They have no support at all. They're still working as much as they can to support themselves. They figured if their son got married to a working woman, that maybe they would have some extra financial support. I could never get away from their begging and pleading.
He's going around racking up more and more debt while his parents are struggling to get by?
I'm sure they were maybe even hoping he would let them move in with us eventually, to be able to provide them with as much support as possible.
Living with them? I don't want to live with my husband's parents as a newlywed.
No? Isn't it the dream? Working every day, 9 to 5, and coming home to take care of your lazy husband entirely on your own? I felt bad for them, though. You can't blame the son for the sins of the father. And I suppose that saying works both ways. They wanted me to give it an honest chance until the wedding. But they did mention, on the off chance that Sean decided to go out and cheat, that they would be happy to compensate for any of the trouble from canceling the ceremony.
What kind of promise is that?
Well, I'd been talking with his parents about the situation, about what it was like living with him. Everything. They pleaded for me to just believe in their son. I really do feel bad for them. I did my best. I endured. I gave him as many chances as I could. I waited until the wedding. It looks like things are looking up for me now. He might be asking you to help out with some of the costs. By the way, I'll be looking at a case for alienation of affection against you as well.
You can't be serious. We're friends. We've known each other forever. You can't let him do that.
Well, there really isn't anything I could do to help you. People don't just go around getting involved with their friends' fiancés.
You were miserable, though. I pretty much saved you from the situation. You wanted out of it from the time you moved in. How can you blame me for having helped you? It ended a marriage that you didn't want to get into. So what if I was seeing him behind your back?
That isn't something friends do. I don't know why you don't understand that. Besides, you didn't go seeing him with that in mind anyway. And if you really are as good of a friend as you say you are, you'll come meet up with me today. We have important things to talk about. Here's the address for my lawyer's practice. It's not too far of a drive for you.
Why are you sending me that? I don't need a lawyer.
Oh, I'm not giving you a recommendation. I'll be waiting there to meet with you.
Hang on just a second, Alice. This is insane. I helped you. You can't be serious. This isn't what I signed up for. I don't want any part of this anymore. You can have him back. I'm done. Alice, please don't ignore me.
Alice, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done what I did. You have to forgive me. I can't do this alone. My parents are getting old. I won't be able to manage without you. I'm sorry. Let's just forget about it all. We can pick back up with how we had planned everything, and we can just forget about the rest. We can still have our wedding like we planned. We can make things work, and then we can keep supporting my parents.
I'm going to have to refuse. Sorry about that. I will not be the only thing holding my family together financially. And your parents on top of that?
Don't say that. That isn't true. We can make things work, I promise. We can't break off this engagement. It's a horrible idea. I never wanted this to happen. Nothing good can come of it. And all of our guests are still coming, right? We can't just cancel all of a sudden.
It's too late for that. No one is coming. I can promise you that.
They aren't coming. Why aren't they coming? You couldn't have already told everyone not to go, did you?
I knew this kind of thing would happen. When we moved in, I knew something was wrong. Something was different. I already explained the whole situation to the guests. Look, even just getting to the venue is a pain for the guests. And the weather is awful today, which will only make it worse for all the guests. I already let everyone know beforehand that they don't need to show up. No one is coming, Sean.
Why would you do something so selfish? It wasn't just your wedding, it was ours. Why would you tell them not to come? I didn't have any say in this.
Well, we don't want to inconvenience all of our guests, right? That would just be awful. That's why I made sure to let the guests know what was going on beforehand. It wouldn't be right to not give them any heads up about what could go wrong. I made sure that the catering company knew not to waste any time or money either. That would have been a mess.
But what about the possibility that I would have been ready and at the wedding ceremony? Surely you hadn't totally written that off, had you?
Are you trying to convince me or yourself? Let's be upfront and honest about everything, shall we? We both know you weren't going to show up in any case. I let the wedding planner know that it was doomed to fall through as well. I told them everything I could when I had the opportunity. You really weren't there for any of the wedding planning, so it wasn't very difficult to prepare them for what would happen without letting you in on it.
I can't believe you never had any faith in me. That really hurts, Alice. It's not that there was absolutely no chance that this wasn't going to work out. That's just not true.
Again, do you really think that? Do you even remember how many meetings you came to for planning our wedding? How about you make a guess? Do you remember how much you planned for the wedding? Anything at all?
I mean, I guess I don't really remember much, but I'm sure I helped with some planning. You couldn't have done it all alone.
You only came with me for one appointment, for your tuxedo. That was it. You really haven't helped me with anything. In fact, I think the only other thing you've done to help me with planning and getting the wedding set up was inviting the woman you cheated with in person. I've done everything, Sean. I made the entire guest list for our wedding. I got in touch with everyone to figure out their allergies, to make sure there weren't any issues with the food we were catering. I've done absolutely everything for this, even though I had no interest, even though I knew you would make all the plans fall through.
And I'm sorry, Alice. I really am. I was wrong. I said I was wrong. I've had a change of heart. Honestly, you have to believe me.
That is some poor timing for a change of heart. It's too late, and you aren't even being truthful anyway. I know you aren't really sorry. The only thing you were sorry about is that things aren't working out in your favor. And I'm going to make sure you pay for everything that needed to be canceled. You thought I wouldn't find out that you used all of the money I had saved for myself, too? Didn't you? I'm going to get it all back. Every single penny. Of my money. And what went to the wedding.
How did you find out about that? Oh, did Rebecca tell you?
I'm glad we decided to put off having our honeymoon till much later. Maybe if you had even cared about me a little bit, maybe it would have worked out. The whole time I feel like I've been trying to stop a sinking ship on my own. But it turns out I should have let it die on its own. I think my only salvation is that we never had a marriage certificate issued.
I'm begging you, please. I have no money. I can't repay anything. I have nothing. I'm still in so much debt. I won't ever be able to fix this. I still have student loans to repay, too. I can't, Alice. I can't do this. I need you. I need someone to help me. I need someone to support my parents and I. I won't make it on my own.
What about your new girlfriend? I'm sure Rebecca will be happy to be your new ATM.
She abandoned me, too. I need you, Alice. Don't leave me, too.
Oh, she doesn't want to be with you anymore? That's too bad. I don't know why you think I would want you back after everything.
Please, we can fix this. I'm begging you not to leave me.
I think for now you should just be focusing on paying me back what you owe me. You can also cover our rent and living expenses for the time being as well, and we won't be living together. How does that sound for new arrangements? Maybe then I can consider giving you a bit more time to pay me back everything that you owe me. Go ahead, you can give it a little thought. I'm waiting.
Alice, you know I can't do that. I have nothing. I can't afford all of our rent and bills on my own.
It's really too bad. I guess that kind of thing can happen when you aren't willing to be a bit more conscientious about how you use and save your money. Well, I guess we don't really have many options then. I guess we should talk with my lawyer. I'll be waiting here to discuss everything with you. This is my lawyer's practice. Don't keep me waiting too long now.
Wait a minute, please. I told you I can't afford this. I have no money. My parents have no money. How do you expect me to be able to pay everything back? I would need to get rid of all of my debt and loans to even begin paying you back. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm begging you. You have to help me out here.
Thanks to my lawyer, I was able to make sure there were very few problems following having our wedding ceremony canceled. Sean promised to pay back everything within a year. I was also able to get compensation from Rebecca in a single payment from the case made for alienation of affection. It seems that Rebecca had borrowed money from somewhere in order to pay back the entire amount, though leaving her in debt to a new source. A fool repeats his folly, as the proverb goes. As it turns out, there had been a rumor that Rebecca got involved with someone else at work just before their marriage. Needless to say, both Rebecca and Sean have at least learned a bit of humility after everything that's happened, even though Rebecca still hasn't learned her lesson. There have been a lot of issues for the both of them at their respective workplaces while working to repay their debts. Somehow the both of them have managed to hold on to their individual jobs, but are no longer able to live as carelessly as they once did in regards to their finances. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.